Broadwayscape Chronicle. I'm Jacob McClellan. Cape Girardeau Mayor Harry Rediger has been at the helm now for 2 years. During the last couple of years, the city has attracted a casino, brought in new retailers, and continued improving its infrastructure. Mayor Harry Rediger, thank you so much for coming by to talk with us today.
Jacob, pleasure to be with you.
Well, now that you have your 2 years into your term, one of the biggest accomplishments has been the casino.
Right.
Kind of tell us where we're at right now with the casino development.
Well, you're right, Jacob. Early on, and right after I was elected, we started working on the casino plan and ended with the Isle of Capri. And in that December of 10, when we actually received the go-ahead for the license, I said that was a game changer for Cape Girardeau, and it certainly has been to date. And the biggest game change is yet to come, but the construction is going very well. They are ahead of schedule. Isle is ahead of schedule. They will open in November. They said they'd open publicly before Thanksgiving, but they are ahead, and we're anxiously awaiting completion. I drive it quite often, and we're just anxious to get it open and get it underway.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the Transportation Trust Fund projects that have been completed in the last couple of years. Can you kind of run through the list of ones that have been completed and ones that are going to be starting up here before long?
We're into TTF4 now, and we've been busy completing TTF3 projects. We have opened and cut the ribbon on Bloomfield Road and had accolades from the residents and the people that travel that it's a great addition to Bloomfield, and that's a phased so that we'll be doing the next phase of Bloomfield in TTF4. We also opened Veterans Memorial. That's another phased one, ring road around by the Interstate. We have relocated Main Street, and Bend Road was completed recently. And that's a great addition to the northeastern part of our city, and a great improvement. Currently, we are underway on Broadway. That's top of mind awareness now with everyone, and we're trying to stay ahead of the game there with all the businesses that are involved. That we interrupt their traffic and their business as little as possible. But that's the first project, Jacob, on TTF4 that we have undertaken, and it is a big one, and we hope to complete that initially in order to open by 1st of November. The amenities and final completion date will be probably next April.
How does the Broadway project, how does that kind of fit into the city's downtown development plans for the future?
Well, the casino is a big part of that. Our downtown area is working on a community improvement district that will further improvement there. We are attempting the follow-through with the streetscape on Broadway, hoping and trusting, and I really think it's going to happen, that more traffic will come downtown, more foot traffic will come downtown, so they'll be walking Broadway, and that it will influence more entrepreneurs to begin storefront businesses. Also add attractiveness to additional residential residents in the downtown area. So all in all, I think this is the Broadway project is really a catalyst to further development, not only on Broadway, but throughout the entire Old Town Cape area.
Kind of draw us a picture, if you will, what the Broadway streetscape is going to look like a year from now or a year and a half from now.
Well, we're going to be complete. It will be parking on one side on the south. There'll be a wide streetscape sidewalk walking sidewalk on the north side that could be enhanced with merchandise or sidewalk cafe, fun things for people to attract people to walk up and down and traffic Broadway. All new overlay. New lighting, underground wiring, and it's a streetscape, so there'll be artwork, and there'll be, as I said, new lighting, benches, and it'll be a warm and friendly, inviting area for residents and visitors to frequent again and again.
Let's talk a little bit about Kappa Ha Park and the new master plan moving forward for that, for really what's the jewel of the Cape Girardeau Park system.
We, when we were forced to take out the Kappa Ha pool due to aging, we said, you know, rather than try to strategize on what to replace that pool with, that it was time in that very vital park area to do a total strategy of the whole park, re-strategize the whole park. That is underway now with the Parks and Recreation Department and a consultant, and we're anxiously awaiting the result of that study. It should be back to council, to staff and council by the 1st of September. But Kappa Ha is right in Midtown. It's a very vital part of our Midtown area, and as you know, parks are near and dear to all our hearts, and we're anxious to see what we're going to be able to do with Kappa Ha.
And we've talked about this a couple times in the past, but the Interstate 66 corridor. Has anything happened in the last few months with regards to this project?
Well, the real happening was last year when we traveled back to Washington and sat in Secretary Ray LaHood's office and were able to get his commitment and of some funding for an initial route and environmental study, approximately a $4 million study. That money will be appropriated the 1st of July. There's been some pre-planning done, but the 1st of July the study will officially take place, and that is the first step to securing that much needed and much overdue east-west artery from Paducah, Kentucky to Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
Well, let's take a little bit of time right now to talk about some of the challenges and obstacles facing the city over the next couple of years, and one that comes to mind is industrial space. I mean, is there really any place for new industry to move to here in Cape Girardeau?
Yeah, with all good news, there's always challenges, and we do have some challenges, and we do have a real challenge in that we do not have an owned industrial site, industrial park, if you will, to recruit industry, and we're working on that. We're looking into that. We have several potential sites, but it's out there as a challenge that we have to have that within the next very short period of time to be able to amply recruit an industrial candidate to our city.
Now, how about the old Federal Building on Broadway Street right now? Why is it so critical that the city finds somebody to occupy that building?
Well, there's another challenge. That building has always been a government building, and it will really, in my mind, always be a government building. I'm still hopeful that the county will end up with that building through negotiations with the owner. But it is essential that we get that building filled. It is on the Broadway corridor, as you know, and we have empty storefronts on the Broadway corridor that we're attempting to fill. They'll be much easier to fill than a 40,000 plus empty federal building. So it is really crucial that over the next short period that building be filled, and it could best be filled, in my opinion, by the county and moving their operation from the Common Pleas Courthouse over to the existing federal building.
Well, we only have a few seconds left, but
okay.
Briefly, where are we at right now with Commander Premier? Is that situation close to being resolved?
Well, hopefully we're nearing the end. We've had a lot of negotiations. We had some potential buyers. It's been a long, multi-year thing, but we have a date of in May yet. I think it's May 22nd in the bankruptcy court to convert that bankruptcy to a Chapter 7. And if we get that done, we've had the building has been awarded us. We have been evicted, but it's still full of equipment. That needs to happen, and then we can maybe move forward.
We've been talking today with Harry Rediger. He's Cape Girardeau's mayor. Mayor Rediger, thank you so much for coming by to talk with us. It's been
always
a pleasure.
A pleasure to be with you, Jacob.